frankly didn't get into the partnership to see how little money we could spend. You know, now we're not saying we just go the other way automatically, but we have your list of potential projects. That's just, some of that is really low-hanging fruit that could dramatically change how people view this airport. And that, along with some matching money for capital dollars, maybe the time is right to move in that direction. Hopefully the slides of the Grove terminal will motivate people. It certainly motivates us. So our long-term interest has been to see what it could be in terms of generating significant economic development activity for Edmond and Guthrie both, and we're more encouraged now than we have been for a long time.
And that would be a good segue.
I was going to say, you want to segue?
Please.
Perfect. Well, let me just report what we've done, or what both city managers have accomplished representing with Edmond and Guthrie. Thought, let's get together on a quarterly basis and let's talk about the airport. Let's talk about direction and what we can do. And we had I would say, an extremely good meeting a couple weeks back regarding just that we understand that the airport, we have, we really do have kind of a golden goose here on the ground, and now it's really time to pick it up and run. We have a great airport. Let's make it even better. And some of the things that we talked about, which were, it's always, I've always kind of focused in, let's identify some of the low cost, high impact opportunities. It doesn't cost us a lot of money, but it gets a lot of mileage, if you will, just to kind of start this ball rolling. And after we had a discussion where we threw out a million ideas around, and then we kind of pulled back and said, okay, let's put this out to the board and let's ask for your input. And so I generated a list, I know Shalon generated a list, and I think the request went out. I don't know how much response back.
And that's another thing, is that I sent out a response to all the board members, and I only got a response back from 2. So, and then verbally from another one. But I really, really need your guys' input, and even if it's just 2 or 3 things, if you guys could please participate in that.
And I'll say there's nothing too taboo for the list.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
I've always kind of been under the impression that, and Stan and I had a nice conversation on the phone, I've always been under the impression that let's swing for the fences and we'll take a double if we get it, right? So let's kind of take that position. And when we built the list, this was just an easy, throw some things down that we could put into place here in the next 30, 60 days and start moving forward that aren't going to wreck the budget of either city in order to be able to push those forward. And I think, and while we're developing these, what I call smalls list, if you will, we can really start digging in on some of the bigs that we can really use to start shaping that next direction, whether that's a terminal building like Grove or however we see fit, to start developing those ideas and send to some type of fruition that we can actually, 5 years from today, we can all look back and cut the ribbon on and say, man, we did a job well done. So with that, I want to throw it to the board. We can talk about these items. There's no particular rhyme or reason in order. They were just brainstormed, if you will, to put out there. Some of the stuff is things that we've had in other past meetings that I've heard jockeyed around to put into place, but I'd like to see us narrow this list down, and I don't know how we need to do it through Randall's position, if we need to call a special meeting in the next, is that possible? Or I'd like to see us move fairly quickly on 10 items. I think that we can identify as a group, as a board, come back, reconvene quickly, and then kick them off and initiate at least that, or more, or whatever we see fit. It could be 5 items. So I refer to you guys as the body to be able to help us direct this position and move forward. So anyway, with that being said, the list is there. It's a starting point. It's not the end. It's just the beginning. And so if there's things on here that you see tonight that you're like, that's crazy, that doesn't even register or ring my bell, then let us know. but I need the input from everybody to be able to place into this, so we can start developing it, because we're all working from the same aspect here. We want to kind of make this place a great place.
So at least maybe go through these items, and if you think of something else that we don't have on here, add it to the list, let me know, just shoot me an email, I'll add it to the master list. And then 10 items, is that what you said, Trey?
Yeah,
So
I don't know if that's even the magic number. I'm just
pick your
utilizing
top
that.
5, your top 10, and then send that to me, and then I'm not sure where you want to go from there.
To make it easier, just to make that master list, take those numbers off to the side. Each one of you just go through and rank them. Then Shalon will go back through and take those and put you guys and see what the rank is of those. And then, you know, as we go through the budgeting process this year, and, you know, Larry and I and Shalon can let you guys know exactly what those funds are gonna be to go over that list, and then we'll just start hitting them off. So like Larry said, low-hanging fruit's gonna be low-hanging fruit, and we'll just keep going down through there. I don't know if it's gonna be 4 items, I don't know if it's gonna be 23 items,
Right.
but we'll knock off as many as we can. But I think the best approach is just for you guys to go through there and rank them first and foremost, and Shalon can sit around and do that administratively, put that together, a master list for you guys next time. Now, if there's stuff that you guys want to debate on it next time, you guys can improve the list as a board and have that debate then of what you guys think, if something needs to be pushed up further or not. If you have a particular item you'd like to see go above and beyond that. But I've always found that to be my best approach, is just go in there and rank them, then we'll come back and give you guys a funding number, and after that, we'll go down there and try to execute as many as we can through that list.
And with that being said, during our meeting, during our quarterly meeting, I'm highly encouraged that both the city of Guthrie and both the city of Edmond are like, let's blow the doors off this joint. Let's move forward. Let's do some things. And so that's exciting to have that opportunity to be able to do those things. You know, for me, I like my number 1 list, as silly as it may be, but there's nothing cooler than hopping out of your airplane and having a decent car. You know, if you walk out there, you know, and there's a nice car for a crew car, and you're like, oh my God, what, an old Mercedes? It's an old Mercedes, who cares? But it's a Mercedes, right? You can go get a burger in it, because I've already spent $100 getting there. So little things like that go a long way, and if you don't believe me, just go over to Sundance Airport. You know, they're doing a lot of stuff. They are doing a lot of things for customer service, and I think that's something that we just haven't had the ability to do in the past, but now we're having the ability to do it. And, you know, I met a guy here just the other night who got stuck here on Sunday night that had to weather his airplane down. He's from Anchorage, Alaska, making his way back from Sun and Fun, and, you know, he was thankful that the day is long that I took him to the airport and picked him up the next morning. So it's just the little things, even when we're on the field, all the way down to just personal, and then the customer service that we can provide. And I'm excited. I really am excited about the future, what we're doing. And so work on the list, you guys, and put in your craziest ideas, because we're willing to listen to them at this point. And you know, you never know, we may be cutting ribbon in a couple of years. I like to say next year, but.
So rank them and then get them to me, and then I can come bring them back.
Does anybody else
to
have any
the
input that they want to add
next
to this?
meeting.
Explain the difference between an A and C, so everybody's got that.
Airport City.
Airport City?
Or Guthrie, or both. That Trey, I'll let you talk, because that was his.
Oh, yeah, I
idea.
was just
With-
generating on A and C, just generating whether it was the airport's responsibility or what I thought was the city's responsibility. Meaning
So
either-
regardless, don't even worry about that part.
Yeah, I was just
Because
trying
we'll
to.
figure that all out.
Yeah, trying to determine if that would be the airport board's responsibility or the city's responsibility. I don't think it really matters at this point. I think it's just a
Right.
matter of.
Yeah, just getting it
Creating a
prioritized.
list, and we'll work out the semantics later.
Because I think ultimately it'd be up to the city managers to make that decision. They're
But
the
for
ones
me,
that
like
can
some
vote
little-
in.
Ultimately, the city council.
But ultimately, I think, like, for us, it would be ideal to have a nice golf cart out here that we could shuttle luggage. I mean, I see these people hopping out of their, you know, hopping out of whatever, their jet, their Challenger, they come in and they're having, dragging their bags on them. You know, it'd be nice to be able to service them with a golf cart, throw their luggage on there, drive it to their car. Covered parking, having a covered parking area, I think is a big deal. You know, you come out here and they have to park you guys have to park your cars in the middle of storms, especially this time of year. I'm panicking with an old Jeep trying to stick it under cover, you know? Can only imagine what some of these folks are feeling without a place to park. So just little things, inconveniences to you, maybe we can solve them, and it's a big revelation for somebody else, so. Anything else you want to add, Sean?
No, that's good.
Yeah, once again, I'm just, like I
There's
said,
just a lot of stuff to look through here. I know it's a long list. I'm glad that it is. But just, if you can, as quick as you can, just rank them in the best order, and then get them back to me as quick as you can.
I guess I need to check with you, because I've never received this or anything from you about,
Okay,
so that's why you haven't heard from me.
okay.
Could I suggest that we just put a 10 or 9 or 8 by the ones that we really think are important, and no number by the ones that we don't think are important, and if they're 5s, we still like it, but it's low. Can we do that?
yeah, I think it's, however you want.
Rather than,
Yeah, well, I
well, let's
guess we
see, a
should.
54th, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's too much of a mental job for me.
Yeah, just number the top 10.
Yeah, just remember your top 10 and.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, big top 10.
Well, I might give you several 10s. Getting rid of the dumpsters just jumped right out at me.
Well, like I say, and then this list is a fluid, moving target. If you see something
Yeah.
on there that you're like, hey, my number 10 don't even, my number 1's not even on this list, throw it on there so we know what it
and
is.
there may be some things you think are ridiculous that are on here. So, you know, that's fine, but do your top 10 and then we'll go from there.
Sure.
And ultimately, we have both city support that are excited about moving forward. And I think that that's the biggest piece of this puzzle, that we can do some of these little things now while we're starting to propel the ball rolling on the bigger items here in the future, so.
And what a different perception it will create for the airport. I mean,
Oh.
there's no way to measure that.
Yeah.
It'd be totally different. So,
And like we said, we've got a really good airport, let's make it a great airport. That's the exciting part. So other
Send
than
those
that,
to Shalon, do not reply to all, please.
Yes.
I mean,
Correct.
Yes.
It's a
I kinda
violation
thought
of
you'd
open
say
meeting law if
that.
you reply to all.
yeah.
Good job, Brandon.
Yeah.
And Shalon does have this document in Word format, if you want to resend it out again in Word document, and that way everybody will have it again.
Okay, sure.
computerized. So it might be easier for guys, for us, for people to highlight
Sure, I'll check.
numbers and.
Yeah, I'm
The email.
gonna get it for you.
Okay, other than that,
Okay.
my,
Do that.
my hurrah pep talk is done. Moving on, we talked about the list currently. Action items, discussion and consideration of the fuel farm corrective action item.
And I kind of jumped on one of them already, so.
Well,
All right, so on the fuel farm, this, during Phillips 66 inspection of the avgas self-service, there are 2 corrective action items that and these are their action items, not ours, that the airport is required to comply with. Airport is required to install a means to monitor the differential pressure across the filter vessel. Basically what that means in layman terms is gives an indication if the filter is clogged. So if there's contaminants that are going in there, it gives you an indication that that's clogged. Filters are changed once a year. And so far, we've never had any problem or ever any problem with the filters being clogged or anything, but this is a requirement now. There is one that is on the Spirit Wings tank, and so I can show you next board meeting the picture of that, and what that looks like if you're interested. But basically, I just need to go